That sounds
Thank
great,
you.
Renee, thank you. And I am going to ask the questions that have been submitted by the audience for all of the candidates. And before we move into that, I must say that there have been some tough questions that the candidates have answered so far. And the bad news is more tough questions are coming, but we appreciate you taking the time and their desire for public service and the community we all love. So again, this is a question for all of them, all candidates. I'll ask Mr. Nelson first. What differences in political philosophy as it pertains to county issues do you feel would make you a better commissioner than your opponent?
Well, I think you've heard that Mr. Lynn does not really think he's much of a Republican. He seems to hate the Republican Party. So from that respect, I would say that I'm a conservative. I think that spending needs to be held down as much as possible. I believe that taxes should be voted on by the people. I believe that when it comes to general obligation bonds, that you should have a say in that. It's your money. Obviously, my opponent does not believe that. It's happened again and again where he's overridden those things. I'm reminded by someone that I'm looking at right now that if you want me to pay, you must ask for my okay. So I think that's pretty much sums up my position, that I think you have a say in where your money goes and how it's spent. And I'll make sure, I'll be a watchdog to look over what you need to have from the county and make sure you're not paying too much for those services that you need.
And with that, we'll move to Mr. Lynn. What differences in political philosophy as it pertains to county issues do you feel would make you a better commissioner than your opponent?
Well, I'm going to give the same answer I gave at the forum last night. The job that we're asked to do offers very few opportunities for ideological purity or ideology in any way. We are not at a state or national policy level. What is required to do this job is the ability to be hard-headed, practical, and pragmatic. That's what it takes. And your decisions can be informed by a political philosophy. Mine happens to be conservative, but despite what you're hearing. But in the end, you have to understand that you're way better off by getting yourself around the issues in the county so that you can connect the hip bone to the thigh bone to the toe bone, so that when you're examining one piece of the puzzle, you make sure it fits in the rest of the puzzle. And very rarely does that yield to an ideological solution.
And same question for Mr. Walsh. What differences in political philosophy as it pertains to county issues do you feel would make you a better commissioner than your opponent?
Well, my opponent, by his actions on the planning commission and his philosophy, he's voted to a number of times. He wanted to put solar on all the green valley floor that we have here. He's also voted for the gravel pit, which I believe is against the goals of the master plan. So it's a philosophical difference. My goal is to protect and preserve the rural character and the beauty of Douglas County. And I think I can do that very, very well. My opponent, I know he's a rancher, and I know he has a good heart, but I think with my business experience, my accounting and financial experience, I would be able to better manage things on the board than he can. But my biggest goal is to preserve and protect and adhere to the Douglas County Master Plan. Thank you.
And with that, we'll move to Mr. Griddy. And same question. What differences in political philosophy as it pertains to county issues do you feel would make you a better commissioner than your opponent?
Well, one of the issues that he brought up, of course, is my approval of solar on ranching. I did approve the solar on the Park Ranch for various and sundry reasons. One of them being is that from a financial standpoint, that ranch land that we approved it on generated about $200, $300 in tax revenue each year. Was making the owners probably about $1,600 a year in revenue, and that particular project with the solar panels approved would generate probably somewhere close to $1 million in revenue over the 20-year life of the thing without putting a whole lot of impact on our infrastructure. I think that what I will do, and I'm a business owner too, I've been in business for quite a number of years. I have business experience, I know how to run a business, so I do bring that to the table.